All right. We're going to start off today with Aquarius. So let's see. What are some oracle messages for Aquarius for the month of June? What are some... Oh, we got some that showed itself. Interesting. We have secrets and incompatible. Secrets. There's something I haven't been completely honest with you about. Incompatible. We definitely have some differences in our perspectives and priorities that can make the relationship challenging. Interesting. Any more messages? Moving in. I can't get enough of you. Do you want to move in together? Damn, what the fuck? That's kind of crazy. Aquarius, who is this? Who is this? Somebody that hasn't been honest about something and that they do sees that the relationship can be challenging because you guys have different views and perspectives. But there's something about them that wants to be with you and is considering like taking that next step of moving in together. That's messy. It certainly does sound messy, right? Okay, interesting. Let's go into tarot now. Aquarius messages. Thanks for the follow it, Willie. Well, come on in, daddy. Oh, Missy, you're so funny. All right, Aquarius. What are some messages for Aquarius for the month of June? What are some messages for Aquarius, please? See, these are sticking out. King of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Is that too far? I could zoom in. Okay, let's see. Okay, something involving money here. It looks like there was something that's going to happen in June. There was something that required some assistance. But I think someone or you, take it how it resonates, don't force it. Somebody here is going to be dependable and will be providing to this assistance. I'm not sure if there's someone that needs your financial stability, Aquarius, but it seems like, or if you're the one that needs financial assistance, but somebody is providing here. Interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, we got the Page of Wands. Tell me more for Aquarius. The Emperor reverse. Four of Swords. Nine of Cups. See, this one's sticking out. Eight of Swords. And then the Fool card in reverse. Any more else? Anything else? Nope. Okay. Okay, Aquarius. So you have the Page of Wands and the Emperor both in reverse. So in regards to the situation where somebody is needing assistance and somebody is providing to this assistance, I do see that there is a lot of chaos happening here, right? With that Emperor in reverse. It seems like somebody is trying to take control or dominate the situation. And I feel like this is you. You might be feeling really distracted and depressed. Or, so there are some Aquariuses out there that need assistance, relief. And they have someone in mind that is dependable, that can provide and help them. But it seems like they're a little discouraged in coming forward. I don't know if it's because of their pride of asking for help. Because this person that they talk to, they feel like they're very dominating and they want to take control if they can help them. Maybe this King of Pentacles person is someone who is very like dominant, or it could be the reverse. Maybe Aquarius, there is somebody that requires your help and you're able to provide for that person. But deep down, like, I don't think this is the other person. I think this is you. I think deep down you're depressed and a bit distracted because there's so much going on. There's a lot of chaos happening, and you know, you're trying to like dominate the situation and have more control over the like situation at hand. And one way of being realistic about it is like being able to provide. Those are the messages I'm getting from what I'm seeing here so far. And so I see that somebody here has been resting and trying to self-reflect. I think this is you. There's times at night where like before you sleep, there's a lot of like period of withdrawal where you just try to meditate and really reflect on things. You can't help it though. I don't know if you've been overstimulated by the situation, but like you've been like reflecting on like the overall situation with this person and like contemplating on whether or not like, you know, if you made the right moves or if there's other things that you should be doing. I'm sensing a lot of self-doubt there. And then there is a part of you that is kind of like thinking about the things that make you happy, things that make you very comfortable with this Nine of Cups. I think you have mixed feelings about this individual, Aquarius. I'm sensing like, yeah, this person kind of seems very dominating and controlling. And you feel like whenever you deal with them or have them around, it's very chaotic, despite them being very dependable and realistic, and they're always providing and they help you a lot. There are parts of you that, despite seeing those negatives, there are some positives to this. Like when you are with them, you do think about like the comfort you feel when you're around them. You feel a bit more confident around them. And you also are very happy when you are with them. It's like they're the type of person that you want in your corner because they make you feel so secure and safe. But like, I think there's this part of you that's kind of holding back because with this Eight of Swords, and I think this might have came out before in the last Aquarius reading, I'm not entirely sure, but I do think this came out before. With this Eight of Swords, I think that there's a part of you that's kind of constrained. Like, you don't really feel empowered in coming forward. You have a lot of fears and doubts, and you're very anxious. And it's kind of like you're trapped. You're not entirely sure if you want to come forward or not. And then with the Fool card in reverse, I am seeing there's this part, I don't know if this is you or someone else, but there's someone here that's very reckless because they're very like naive and inexperienced. There's some things about this connection that makes you doubt yourself because you're not really experienced in handling this. And sometimes there's this part of you that's kind of innocent and naive, and you're worried if like you're being taken advantage of. Does that make sense? Hi, Karen. Welcome in. This on top of the other one. Good Lord. Michaela, how are you? Yes. Let's pull out some hidden factors for you. Queen of Swords. The Tower in reverse. Tell me more. Tell me more for Aquarius. Page of Swords. Let me move this over here. Four of Wands. Tell me more hidden factors for Aquarius, please. Eight of Wands. Two of Pentacles. King of Wands. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Hello, Nina. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, let's read this, and if I need to pull out more, I will. And if I need to get more clarification, I will use another deck to further elaborate. Okay? All right, let's get into this. Aquarius, for your hidden factors here, we have the Queen of Swords upright and then the Tower card in reverse. So there is somebody here, Aquarius, that you view as the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is someone who is very, like, kind of cold-hearted or kind of like cold-shouldered whenever they're not talking to you or whenever they get upset, they're very cold. This is someone that has a lot of independence and unbiased judgment, but they're very direct with the way they communicate. They have very clear, strict boundaries, and they're very perceptive, right? It's like they always are very sharp with the way they think, and they have like a clear mind. And it's just like someone that definitely like is very firm. It's like when you see this card, it's like this is a queen, of course, sitting on her side. Like she's not facing you, she's giving you the cold shoulder, but she's very firm. Like she's holding up the sword and she's like, don't try it. Think twice. Think before you speak. Like this is someone that is very like independent and stern, right? And this person is definitely going through a personal transformation. I'm not sure if you're in contact with this person or like you're at a distance with this person, but I'm getting the sense that this person, you are afraid of things changing between you and them. But like something happened here. Something happened here that shook you guys to your core, but you guys aren't done. Okay? Now with the Tower, there's like usually something happens and it usually leads into like an ending, but something's supposed to begin when things end. And I don't think you guys are past that point yet. It's still kind of very present and you guys are still kind of like holding on to it. So there's some delays that are happening here. So like I think like you guys are kind of like at a pause right now. And we got the Page of Swords coming in with that Four of Wands. So yeah, I think like, yeah, I don't think this is over with necessarily. I think like you guys are thinking of new ways in communicating with each other. There is definitely some curiosity here that you both have for each other. Yeah, I think that like it's suggesting with this Four of Wands that you guys might come together and even come to celebrate together. Maybe have a community where you guys join and see each other. Like there's like a gathering of some sort. And I think this is someone that you really want to see again, you know? What's up, Lalu? And it's like, this is someone that you're thinking of new ways of communicating so that you guys can see each other again. Right? That's what I'm getting with these four cards at the beginning. So that's why I'm wondering, is this somebody that you are talking or someone that's at a distance or someone that has like a very harsh like exterior that's a little bit intimidating for you to come forward? Like this is what I'm getting from like hidden messages for June. But then here you have the Eight of Wands in reverse, which does talk about delays. Like I said, I think there are some delays here, but it's also like enforcing that like notion that there are some delays. I don't know if it's you or the other person. Somebody is holding off, which is causing the other person to wait. Maybe like deep down, like you guys kind of are waiting on each other to like reach out to each other. But because you guys are both like expecting the other person to reach out, None of you guys are actually making that first move. So like there's a lot of holding off and frustration happening while you guys are both supposedly waiting for each other and panicking that like the other one is probably like not going to like reach out to the other person yet. And with this Two of Pentacles, it does show me that there is some overwhelming emotions happening while this delay is happening. Like during this period of like at a standstill, like I think you guys are both like low-key overcommitted to the situation with each other instead of like focusing on other things. And it's causing you guys to like really be disorganized. Like there's definitely a need for reprioritization here. But I think like, you know, like the reason why I'm saying that is because you guys are both like more concerned about this connection and feeling overwhelmed by it, that you're not really focusing on other things. So like, you know, even if there's other people that are trying to talk to y'all, like y'all not really paying much too attention to them to the extent that you are with this connection. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, in terms of hidden factors, you're not the only one. It's the other person too. And I think that's the funny thing about this is like you guys are both like probably waiting, but no, you guys are waiting each other to make the first move. But like that's not happening because like you both expect it from the other person. So that's why some of y'all are thinking, oh, should I like do something different so that we can meet again and be together again? With the King of Wands in reverse and then the Six of Cups, yeah, I think someone here is thinking about being impulsive. I don't know if this is the other person or if this is you, but somebody is planning to be impulsive and make haste to the situation. But the problem is, like, I'm not sure if you're good at that, Aquarius. I'm getting that, like, whenever you made haste and, like, you did something impulsively without really thinking it through, it didn't really go well. And I think, like, you're a little nervous to do that again. That's why you're holding off. Because you have so much high expectations, right? And when you think about these, like, things with that high expectation, you have to kind of, like, pin it out in your head on how you want it to come, like, go down. But when it doesn't go that way, like, it really gets on your nerves, right? So, like, you start thinking about the past, right? You start looking back at the past. You think about things that make you happy. And sometimes you kind of, like, when you get lost in your, like, in your head when it comes to, like, looking back at things that make you feel good. Things that are familiar to you, right? It could be, like, you could be thinking about happy memories you have with this person. And that's why when you think about them, like, you can't help but want to, like, go back to that time where you guys were both happy, and it just makes you feel really, like, impulsive. But, like, you have to understand, like, there are other things to be concerned about, right? Like, you have, like, the Seven of Cups here, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles here. Number 7 is very important here, right? But both of these cards are in reverse. And so what I'm seeing here, with this card in reverse, there's definitely, some personal values that is like influencing you, but like you have to understand, like, when you think about your choices, you have to consider the consequences even though you feel overwhelmed, right? Like I'm sensing that there's a lot of like fantasy going on here, right? So what this card is essentially saying, and I'm going to go into a little bit more context behind this card. When it's upright, it talks about a person that is kind of like window shopping and looking at things that they want, but they don't necessarily have, that they think they need, but actually they don't need it. And so, like, in reverse, it's also saying, like, you know, like, you're kind of like fantasizing, but like, it's not really good for you. Like, you have to realign yourselves on what's really important and what is true to you. Like, I'm not sure if, like, maybe in the past you thought about things that you want, but they weren't necessarily the right thing you wanted. Well, not really wanted, more so like the things that you need. And I think, like, now you know what you actually need versus what you want. And you feel so overwhelmed with this realization. And, like, I think you kind of have it all, like, painted out in your head and you fantasize about it. And when you do, it really does, like, kind of, like, confuse you. And, like, you kind of have to, like, come back and be a little bit more grounded and be more realistic. Because here we have the Seven of Pentacles, right? But it's in reverse. So this is showing me that, like, you worked really hard also with this connection. This was something, like now that you know what you need, this was something, you're also thinking that this was something that you didn't really want to see like go to waste. You put so much time and effort because you genuinely thought that this was something you can grow with. But because it didn't happen that way, you don't actually want to let go of it because you invested so much in it. You don't want to see it go to waste. So overall, like, I think like deep down, you know what you need versus what you want. And I think like you don't want to necessarily let this go. And it's just like when you think more about the past, like it becomes clear to you like what you really want and versus what you really need. And once you like think really hard on it and you reminisce about the past, you can't help but not want to let go, and you might want to be a bit impulsive and reach out without really thinking twice on how you want to go about it. But like you're reluctant because like this person does have a very strong like personality, and something happened here between you guys. And it's just like, you know, you're afraid that this person isn't reaching out, but you're waiting for them to reach out to you because you don't want to like impose. But like you also are afraid that they might be moving on without you. And that thought like freaks you out. And so you're thinking about ways of how to communicate with this person in a different way than you did before, so that way you guys can come together, because you don't want to lose this person. When you think about this person, yeah, they have a lot of flaws, but they also have a lot of positives, and you go back to happier memories, and then you realize you actually need this person and you don't actually want to see this go to waste. So, I don't know, Aquarius. This is kind of heavy. I do feel like you're very overwhelmed when you think about this. And I feel overwhelmed reading this. You know? But yeah, let's pull out some advice for you. I feel so much like, while reading this, I feel a lot of like overwhelmed, heavy weight on my chest. What's some advice for Aquarius? What's some advice for Aquarius, please? We got the Hangman in reverse, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords upright, Knight of Swords in reverse, the Sun card upright, Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, but this time it's in reverse. Oh boy. Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's read this. And if I need to, I'll pull out more cards. So, as always, for some of you regular viewers, you may know, but for those who are tuning in for the first time, I will be reading all the cards that are upright, so that way that you have more context on the description of the advice. And then once I'm done reading all the cards that are upright, I will be interpreting the overall spread for your advice section, okay? All right, so let's get to it. So, Aquarius, the first card I see here is the Ten of Swords. You may have recently experienced a crushing failure, betrayal, or disaster that brings you to your knees. However, you should be mindful of not making yourself into a martyr because of it. This card means you've hit rock bottom. But here on out, there's nowhere else to go but up. So keywords here is backstabbing, endings, defeat, and release. Now the next card we have here is the Sun card. The Sun represents success, radiance, abundance. The Sun gives you strength and tells you that no matter where you go or what you do, your positive and radiant energy will follow you and bring you happiness and joy. This beautiful, warm energy is is what will get you through the tough times and help you succeed. Now, keywords here is success, fortunate marriage, and happiness. And then the next card here is the Ace of Wands. Are you feeling creative, motivated, restless? Now is the perfect time to act on those feelings. This card is the green light to start on the new ambitions and projects. So start taking those first steps into making your dreams a reality. Keywords here is breakthrough, inspiration, and enthusiasm. Okay, now I'm going to overall read and interpret all the cards here. Welcome in, Jeanette. Howdy. Hello, Darian. It is intense. Just want to say what's up. I'll be back maybe. Okay. Catch you soon. All right, so let's interpret your overall advice for this, Aquarius. So we have the Hangman and the Five of Pentacles both in reverse. So this is suggesting to me that like there has been some crossroads for you with the Hangman in reverse. Like, and you have to remember the Hangman is being like in a perspective, right? But I think this is a perspective in which like you're kind of sticking to. Like this perspective that you've been sticking to was a selfish one. And now you're at a crossroads and now you don't know what to do. So with the Five of Pentacles, it's suggesting that you need to improve your circumstances. It literally says the improvement of circumstances. So it's like, whatever decision you had made that might have been selfish, it's like now you have to fix your circumstances because of the consequences that followed those actions. Now, I'm not going to say that, like, I'm not going to point the finger at you and say this is your fault, whatever you did is your fault. What I'm saying is, like there's always going to be, like, positive and negative consequences behind this decision. And right now, like, you know, you have to improve your circumstances that resulted from those consequences. And so, like, that should be your main focus, how to improve those circumstances, right? Now, there is a part of you showing by the Seven of Cups that there's a lot of confusion that you have because you don't know what you want to do. Like, you're tempted by some of the thoughts and factors that played out, but you're not sure if that's just a diversion from what's really important, right? With the King of Swords, it's suggesting that, like, there's keywords here is like misuse of authority, manipulation, and mistrust. So I think like there's a part of you that's confused on who to place your trust on, right? Are you being manipulated? Is this manipulation just a diversion from what's really going down? Like, I'm not sure if you're talking to people that is trying to manipulate you and you don't know if what they're saying is just a diversion from what's really going down to conceal the manipulation, or like is this person really that bad? And I'm going back into like the previous spread with the person with the Queen of Swords, and then the King of Pentacles. Like, this is about someone, and I think that people might have like got into your ear, maybe people you opened up to about this person. You're not sure if these people that are talking to you about this person are just trying to confuse you because they're trying to manipulate you. You're not sure if you could trust them, or maybe like you're not sure if you can trust the person that you're at a distance with. Like, are they that person? You know that person well, and they know you, and there's a certain level of trust that you guys have with each other, and you're just wondering if they're misusing their access to that trust. Like, is it a misuse of authority that you give them because you trust them? Is it like, you know, what's really going down here? Like, you're not sure who to trust. And I think that's one of the biggest things that like is kind of like impacting you as well. With the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So I see that there was some ending to a connection. Maybe this was the Tower moment with this person, right? And somebody backstabbed someone. Whether you backstabbed this person or, you know, this person may have done something that you felt like you were being backstabbed by them. There was some type of like betrayal here. And so like, I think somebody here was hurting because of that. And that's why like there was some space between you two. There was also a lot of chaos being suggested with that Knight of Swords. But it's because like somebody here wasn't patient enough to like handle it the right way. somebody was very impatient and they were very arrogant and they didn't think things through and they didn't like patiently like wait before acting. They acted on their emotions and it caused a lot of pain. I think that's like something that you have to like be wary of before going forward, is like whether this is you or the other person, like, but because this is advice, I'm gonna guess it's you. Like, it's important for you to really take time and be patient and really think things through before doing something, because you might be adding more to the more pressure to the, you know, the knife behind the person's back, or so they think, you know. I don't really know the tea, but like, if this person thinks you betrayed them and you backstab them, you might need to really be careful on how you will go about that, and really like be considerate and think carefully on how you go about this if you plan on going back to that person to talk to them, because it's like you might be, you know, putting more pressure on the knife, you know what I'm saying? So like, you got to think things through before anything, okay? Because it seems like there was some impulsivity I'm getting from this reading, and it's just like, you know, maybe they don't really know what's going on, or maybe you don't know what's really going on. I really feel like there's a lack of like communication here, and that needs to be sorted out, right? With the Sun card and the Ace of Wands, I do think that you're going to have a breakthrough. Ace of Wands is suggesting a breakthrough and inspiration. It's very suggestive as well. I think that you will be lucky and you would have a very good outcome with that Sun coming in. Because the Ace of Cards literally says a breakthrough, right? And, you know, inspiration, enthusiasm. I do think that you will have a very creative way on how you want to get back with this person. And it would be very successful. I'm sensing a lot of success and happiness with that Sun card. The Sun card is a major arcana. It's very bright energy, a lot of light. And I think that like when you make this breakthrough, you're going to be very, very happy with the results. Okay? And not just you, I think the other person might be as well. So maybe, I'm guessing that the cards are suggesting that like maybe you should make that first move, right? But remember, like, this is the Wheel of Fortune that came out. It's in reverse. So in more like context, the Wheel of Fortune is a very strong karmic card, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is talking about karmic energy in the sense that maybe this is unfinished business in this lifetime, or a past lifetime that might be repeating itself in this lifetime. But overall, like, it's a lesson that will repeat itself. It's a lesson from the universe sent to you in this lifetime to repeat itself until you learn the lesson. And right now, it's in reverse. So like, you're dealing with a lot of like the bad luck version of the fortune. Because the thing is, like, whenever Wheel of Fortune comes into play, it means that it's going to repeat itself, right? But there's a lot of ups and downs that happens in this cycle, and it repeats. So right now, you're in the down part of this part of your wheel. But it might go back up if it repeats itself. But that's the thing. It's like, do you want to repeat the cycle with this person? Because I don't think that this is over yet. I think this is going to happen again. I don't know if this is with the person with this person in particular, or if this certain pattern repeats itself in your life. So it's just like, just understand, like, you're in the low part of your wheel, and this is a lesson that you have to pick up on. And in order for the wheel to like stop spinning, you have to like actually recognize the issue and like extract the wisdom and change it. So this is something that's going to require you to act. Otherwise, it's going to keep repeating itself. Okay? With the Ace of Cups in reverse, though, I think that there is a lot of bottled up feelings that you have, a lot of blocked emotions. And because of that, this is one of the biggest clues on how to go about this Wheel of Fortune. You are holding back a lot of your actual emotions. You're bottling up instead of like vocalizing it. And I think that's what's the issue here that's causing the wheel to spin in the way that it is. So maybe you need to actually do the opposite and express yourself and communicate. And maybe you have to be the first one to make that move instead of waiting for the other person. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. That was your message for the month of June. I hope that resonates. And if it does, I hope it helps you in moving forward, Aquarius. All right. Okay. Focus. Gemini, what are some June messages for Gemini, please? What are some June messages for Gemini? King of Cups. Uh-oh, somebody is being obsessed and manipulative. Who is this? And then the Four of Wands. Interesting. Let me get another card. Oh, okay. All right, Gemini. I think like there's somebody you met at a party. And this could be a party of a celebration. Maybe at a wedding or like you guys were celebrating something. And there was like a union of some sort. But like you met this someone at a gathering. And this person is obsessed. But they're very, very, very manipulative. I'm not sure if you slept with them or if they want to sleep with you. But we got the Ace of Wands coming in. That's heavy, like... That's heavy, you know. She's holding it for a reason. Let's just say that. But it's also insinuating a beginning with somebody that you met. Maybe you started... This could also mean that you might have gotten into a connection with someone. And, like... There's a lot of, like, sexual tension here. And this person's obsessed, okay? That they'll even go out of their way and try to be very creative in how they are in manipulating you. But, like, there's a lot of sexual tension between you and this person. We're going to pull out more cards because... Ooh! Okay, Gemini, get it. Got the Eight of Swords. Ooh, what the hell? Eight of Swords, Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords. Very interesting. Damn, who is this? King of Wands. There's a lot of like... Damn, you have like 3 kings in your reading. Holy crap. A lot of aggression. And then the Ace of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Okay, let's read this. Hi, Darian. Welcome in. Darian, we're going to be doing Libra next. I know you're a Libra. So just stay tight. We're doing Gemini right now. Okay, let's read this. Okay, so Gemini, we have the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So I don't know if you are aware of this person being very manipulative and all that. And you're like holding back from speaking your truth. Like maybe like, and this happens sometimes. Sometimes when people like start off in a relationship, like you want things to go good and things are going good and you don't want to be the first one to speak up when you see something you don't like. You might notice it, but you keep your mouth shut. Maybe you peep a red flag and you're trying to avoid conflict or struggle. So I see that you're like you're biting down on your tongue on saying some things. And you have a lot of fears and doubts regarding this moment of like speaking your truth. But I do see that you are struggling with the challenge. I'm not sure if you are what the challenge is specifically with this person. It could be that like now there's many perspectives of this. There's one where I see like you're struggling with your own like disempowerment. That's one way to look at it. I also see some of you guys might be dealing with a connection that maybe you're the one who's obsessed because you're getting the D, and you guys are like really having it going. You guys are really just starting, and it's just you're in the honeymoon phase, and like maybe low key, there are other girls who are attracted to this person, or there's other guys that are attracted to this person, this girl. Like take it how it resonates based on your gender. And they're like, there's competition. Maybe you were struggling with people who are also interested in your significant other. That could be it. And you're just scared of like speaking up and you have some insecurities, you know? So there's many ways to look at that. But basically overall in this connection that you have with someone, it's a beginning to a relationship. It's a honeymoon phase where like there's a lot of like intimacy. But someone here is obsessive and manipulative. And I'm not sure if this is you or them, but like somebody here, and I think this is you, you're feeling very like you have a lot of fears and doubts, and you're afraid of speaking up on it because you're scared of the struggle and the challenges that come along with it. Now, with the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Swords, I do see some setbacks happening here. I'm not sure if like you have some financial insecurity or if this person has financial insecurity, but it's in reverse. So like I think like either you're spending a lot of money and that's not really good for your finances. Maybe you have to hold back a bit and you're setting yourself back. But like be careful with your money because it's like hitting that poverty line, you know what I'm saying? But the King of Swords here is like, it's talking about someone being very like articulate and honest, very direct, very straight to the point. They have very strong like boundaries. They don't play no games. They're not gonna be bullshitting. Okay, this is someone that's very direct. They are very articulate. They're very precise. And I don't know if this is you or the other person, but I'm getting the feeling someone's not really necessarily telling someone about their financial issues because they're kind of intimidated by this other person who's very direct and straight to the point. This could be you, who is a bit afraid to come forward about the setbacks, or this could be the other person that is afraid to come forward and tell you this because, you know, they're intimidated by this kind of personality that's being shown here, right? And then you have the King of Wands, right? The King of Wands is someone that is like has a lot of like fire energy type of attributes. There's someone that has a strong leadership role and they are very visionary, meaning to say they can see things long term and plan accordingly, okay? There's someone who is able to like be very successful when they try. So like these are two kings coming out, right? One king is very good at being honest, vocalizing things and being very articulate and being like having that kind of like stern conversation. They're the ones who are able to have those kind of talks. But the King of Wands is someone who is able to lead and be successful, right? So it's a little like off-putting. I will say that because it's like somebody here who is a little bit manipulative, obsessive. It's very vague. This could be you or this could be the other person. But somebody here is hiding back on some issues in terms of finance. And it's like, I'm not sure if these are two people, like if this is you or the other person, but somebody here needs to articulate their setbacks in order to be successful for this connection. Because what I'm seeing here is somebody is not expressing themselves with the Ace of Cups in reverse. And this might be you actually. You're holding back on a lot of emotions and not really speaking the things that you need to say that you have to do. Okay? And I think what the cards are basically saying is you have to be more honest regarding this connection. Despite like how good it is and how like you guys are in the honeymoon phase, you have to have these kind of conversations in order for it to work and in order for it to be successful. Like you have to express like these things that you feel very insecure about, these struggles and these finances. Like you have to be honest about it when it comes down to it. And it's just like, you know, maybe you're like actually the one who's a little bit obsessive about things that are not that important compared to like your finances and your struggles and stuff. Like you're more obsessed about like how good the intimacy is versus the actual other important things in life. And it's just like, don't focus just on the moment, focus on the long term of the actual connection, okay? Hi, Lexi. Let's pull out some hidden factors for you, Gemini. These are going to be some things that are going to happen in June that are hidden away from you. King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Very strong wealth cards coming out. Oh, okay. We have the Ace of Cups coming out again, but it's upright. Ooh. Ten of Wands. Four of Swords in reverse. Ooh, oops. Ah, we got the Four of Wands coming out again. What's happening here? Knight of Swords. Interesting. Knight of Cups, and then the Three of Swords. Okay. Let me actually pull out a bit. Okay. Strength card at the bottom. Let's see. Let's read this. Okay. So we got the Knight of Pentacles and then the Ten of Pentacles, right? So, I mean, the King of Pentacles. So it seems like there's a lot of kings coming out of your readings overall. For your hidden factors, there is somebody here, a person in a position that is very financially wealthy, that is going to be coming in to help you discipline your finances. I don't know who this is. This could be a boss of yours. This could be maybe like a significant other that has a lot of finances that are very good. Somebody in position of power that's really wealthy coming in. They're going to come in and basically have an impact of some sort. I do see the Ten of Pentacles coming in as well. This is talking about wealth at home. So I'm not sure if this is a boss of yours that might come in and try to promote you and you'll be bringing home more bread. But I'm sensing a lot of good fortune coming your way, Gemini. And then here you have the Ace of Cups coming in, right? Followed by that Ten of Wands. Something, okay, so you are going to probably be in a relationship with this person if you're not already. And in this relationship, because this can mean two things. This can mean that you are entering a relationship, or it can talk about an overflow of emotions. And so what I'm seeing here, followed by this Ten of Wands, Ten of Wands talks about carrying a lot of burden, extra responsibilities, and just dealing with hard work, okay? So I'm not sure if, like, perhaps, like, you're going to be talking to a boss that might be promoting you to a new position where you can make more money, but you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to be very overwhelmed because you're going to be carrying extra responsibilities and hard work, and you might start experiencing some burnouts. Because with the Four of Swords, it's in reverse. It's talking about exhaustion and burnouts. So, like, yeah, you're going to get some good wealth coming your way, but it comes with a lot of, like, extra things that you need to do and be careful of. You're going to be, like, taking care of more things. You're going to be busier. You're going to be handling more, like, issues. And you might actually experience some burnouts from this new, like, fortune coming in. And yeah, like, that was something that came out in your previous spread, is that, like, yeah, you have some financial issues and you have to be honest about that with your significant other. Maybe that's going to be affecting your schedule and your time with your significant other. But ultimately, I see you going for it, but also getting stressed out by it, right? And so you got the Four of Wands coming out again. Like, you will be, like, feeling more joy from the person that you're with. You might be celebrating this new promotion. But definitely it's like coming together with people that you care about and celebrating. Now with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, followed by that Three of Swords. It's interesting because I see that you're coming in to this situation very much driven. You're going to be like, yes, I'm going to come in. I'm going to be successful. That's the goal. That's the vibe, right? But then I see at some point you start, like, taking a step back and just being very much in the Knight of Cups type of energy. You know, I think there's a part of you that doesn't really want to, like, stress too hard and just wants to, like, be with the people that you love. I'm sensing a lot of following your heart. But then something happens with the Three of Swords coming out. This talks about heartbreak of some sort. Now, this can suggest that there might be a third party involved that gets involved with your connection with someone. but generally I'm just seeing a lot of grief. A lot of grief. And it's just like, with the Knight of Cups walking towards the Three of Swords, it's very telling that, like, you might walk in on something that's gonna really hurt you. So be careful. That's crazy. Hello, Carrie. Let's go into your advice, Gemini. You got the Empress in reverse. Page of Pentacles. They're both in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. See ya, La Lune. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck at work. Enjoy your weekend. But isn't it Thursday? We still got Friday, shorty. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Oh yeah, Lalun, before you go, just know that Meg's wanting to catch up with you on August plans. She was asking about you earlier. I forgot to tell you. Okay, anyway, Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Reverse. Knight of Pentacles. The High Priestess. Okay, interesting. Temperance in reverse, Four of Cups. Six of Cups. Okay. I will be reading all the cards that are upright. I see 1, 2 cards that are upright. I'll be reading the description for the card in regards to your advice so that you have more context to whoever is new and watching this for the first time. And then after I'm done, I'm going to be interpreting all the cards that are in the spread for your overall advice, okay? Listening while I work out. You got this, girl. All right. All right, Gemini. So we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the ruler of the unconscious and beckons you to pass through the veil and look inward. Your intuitive sense right now is providing you with useful information and is assisting you to become more in touch with your subconscious mind. Keywords here is higher power, secrets, and mystery. So basically, like, there might be some secrets that might be that's coming to play in your situation, and you might pick up on it with your intuition. And basically, this card coming out is saying, listen to your intuition, trust your gut feeling, okay? And then here we have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is life feeling a bit stale for you at the moment. Are you feeling disengaged and apathetic because of that? Perhaps something disappointing recently happened, which resulted in you becoming closed off. Consider meditating on your own current situation for clarity, but don't ignore the things in front of you, which may help. Keywords is apathy, meditation, and contemplation. Okay, let's interpret this. So we're starting off with the Empress and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, right? So they're both in reverse, and some keywords that are popping up to me is that there is a lack of harmony of some sort because there is some truth that has not come out yet. There's also some lack of commitment and complacency. So in regards to this could be like the person you're seeing isn't necessarily fully committed to you and they're not being honest about it. And because of that, like, there's something here that that feels unsettling to some extent. And that's probably why you're feeling insecure in your first spread. Like, there's a lot of, like, you know, sexual activity and there's a lot of good in that, but there's a lot of other things that are lacking, right? Then we have the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, right? So the Ace of Swords talks about lack of clarity, right? Maybe there's times where your significant partner might be hostile, They might be doing an injustice behind your back, and that's probably why you're feeling disempowered. And you're like, you have some, like, you're picking up on the clues. You have some intuition that's guiding you and trying to warn you. But I think a part of you isn't really listening to that. Because with the Queen of Pentacles, it's talking about possessiveness, self-neglect, and smothering. Maybe you're feeling possessive over this person, that you're not really thinking carefully on what's really important for you. And it's just like, you know, I think that Gemini, you have to be very brutally honest with yourself and be very clear on what's going on here. Like, is this someone that you're being obsessive about or possessive with, and you're just like not really focusing on what's really important, which is you and what's good for you, or what? And then it's just like, you know, then you have this other card that's coming in. That's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And it's talking about like being bored because you're stuck in a routine, but also feeling a type of restlessness. I'm not sure if this is describing like overall generally what you've been dealing with is like you're kind of getting bored of it, or you're feeling it's a little too routine. But with the High Priestess coming in and Temperance coming in, it's talking about trusting your intuition because there is a secret that is happening. And Temperance in reverse is talking about separating this union between two people because you guys have competing interests. So it started off good, but now as time goes on, it becomes a bit routine. And then like you have your own things that's going on in terms of work that you're being neglected with, self-neglectful towards. And so like, I think maybe later on you get a little bit drifted from this person, you drift apart, and then you guys eventually start separating. Because it did suggest like you're going to be having like a Three of Swords moment. Either like this person has another person on the down low, or something's going to happen, you're going to have a heartbreak. And, you know, in your advice, it's talking about trusting your intuition. Like, let's be real. Like, you know, you guys aren't really like committed to each other. You know, there is a lot of hostility happening here, and you're not really clear on what's happening. And then, like, you're being a bit smothering, or this person's smothering you. And then it's just, like, things become a routine, and you guys get kind of bored of the routine. Like, your intuition's telling you something, and eventually you guys are going to start separating because of the Temperance. It's talking about a disunion of some sort. With the Four of Cups and the Six of Cups in reverse, it's talking about, like, in this period, you need to take some time and be more apathetic and just meditate. Take time to really think and think about what's really important for yourself. But, like, with the Six of Cups, it shows me that, like, there's a part of you that's going to be resisting change. You're going to be stuck in the past. Let's pull out some oracle cards. We haven't pulled you out any oracle cards. These are love oracle cards, by the way. What are some, like, oracle cards that we can pull for you? What's some advice we can give for Gemini for the month of June? See, these are sticking out. Oh, toxic versus perfect match. Okay. Toxic. If our relationship is going to have such a negative impact on your mental health, maybe you're better off without me. And then perfect match. It still blows my mind how perfect we are together. It's as if we're made for each other. Okay, Gemini, I'm gonna be real with you. You guys are on different levels right now. I think, like, this is your significant other, and this might be you. Real talk. Like, based on how the reading went, I'm guessing, like, this person is sensing, like, that you are picking up on the negativity and the hostility, and they're thinking of leaving. And with you, you're like, no. Like, we're so perfect for each other. You guys are, yeah, and it talks about having competing interests with that Temperance in reverse. You guys are definitely not on the same page. Boundaries unavailable. Boundaries, I'm going to push your boundaries, and it's up to you if you let me. And then unavailable. I'm not able to be in a relationship right now. We can hang out, but I can't give you more. Yikes. Okay. Yikes, yikes, yikes. This might be what, this is what probably will cause the Three of Swords. Gemini, this is tough. You gotta really take time to really think these things through, bro. Dang, we just watched an entire relationship play out from start to the rocks. Oh, this is a personal or a sign? This is Gemini. What's up, Rose? Welcome in. Yeah, Gemini, I think you're a little too in denial about this situation with this person. But yeah, that was your reading for the month of June. If that resonated, I hope it helps you, because God bless. Alright, guys. Let's do this. Libra. What are some messages for the month of June regarding Libra? What are some messages coming in for June for Libra? What are some June messages coming in for Libra? Interesting. We had 3 cards that popped up right off the bat. We got the 6 of Wands, 10 of Swords in reverse, and then Page of Swords in reverse. Okay. So, Libra, this is interesting. Because I see, like, there's some progress being made where, like, you are confidently, like, going into something thinking you'll be victorious. And I think it's because you've taken a lot of time to recover and regenerated. So, like, you're walking into some new beginning where you're going to be more confident and victorious. But be careful, because this Page of Swords in reverse is talking about accidentally being, like, careless about something. Like, there's something that you're going to probably either be defensive about because you're incompetent toward, like, something, and you don't want to, like, admit that. BRB. Okay. Oh, my baby daddy's a Libra. Yes, work week starts tomorrow, BRB. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what else needs to come out for you. Because it's like you're going into something with confidence because you've been resting a lot, and you're, like, excited for a new beginning, but, like, there's a part of you that feels incompetent to some extent, and you're worried about you should be worried about being a little careless about something. There's something that you're not really, like, wrapping your head around. Tell me more for Libra. Four of Swords. Hierophant. Emperor. Four of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Queen of Wands. Okay, let's read this for you, Libra. Okay, so starting off over here, we have the Four of Swords and then the Hierophant. So this is telling me, it seems to me that you have been taking a lot of time reflecting on something whenever you, like, I guess, like, this is the time before you go to bed and rest. Like, you think deeply about things and you reflect a lot. And it's not just anything. It's things that, like, you have been very, like, loyal to. I'm not sure if this is like a relationship or like a project, or if like this is pertaining to work. Because I'm seeing that like you spend a lot of time thinking about something that you've been loyal to. And then it's just like with the Emperor coming in and the Four of Pentacles. Like this is some Taurus and like Aries energy coming in. So this could be a love reading. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm getting the vibe that this is you. You've been very loyal to something, and you've been putting a lot of thought into it, and you've been reflecting a lot, and you've been withdrawn a lot. And this could be somebody else. This could be a significant partner, a significant other, someone who is very like authoritative. It could be an Aries, but basically it's someone who like likes structure. Could be like someone, an authoritative figure. They like having control, and they love to conquer. They have a very strong, like, stubborn energy. And then, like, you got the Four of Pentacles following that, right? The Four of Pentacles is talking about, like, also control and stability and security, but it's also regarding to, like, emotions and finance. Like, this is someone that is very conservative. Like, they don't like to spend money, and they like to hold on to money. But they can also be very conservative with themselves, like, how much emotional, like, security they can give you. I don't know if you're actually happy with this person or being connected with this person. I see that you're trying to make it work, though. I really do. I think you're trying really hard, but like there's parts of it that's kind of like doubting this connection. But you're optimistic. You're trying your best to be confident and optimistic. And I don't know if you're on a break with this person or what, but or maybe you guys got in an argument, but you're still loyal to this person. You don't really have eyes for anyone else. And it's just like, but there's some things about this person that they're kind of like not really giving you. And that's a big problem. And it's just like, I see like with the Seven of like Pentacles in reverse, and then like the Queen of Wands in reverse. Like this is a connection that can be very chaotic at times. But like you don't want to let go of it because you kind of invested a lot into this connection, right? And when you invest so much into it, you want to see it grow and come to fruition. And you haven't necessarily seen that. Like I think you've been giving a lot to this connection without really getting a lot from it. And that's why you're like, I don't know. Like you've been like reflecting on that part. And it's just like with the Queen of Wands, it's suggesting that this person can be very like dramatic and aggressive. They might be demanding of you, and they're always like, you feel like you're giving a lot and you're drained out, but you're not necessarily getting a lot from this person in return. And it's like, even then, you're still like not getting enough from this person. Let's pull out some hidden factors for you. We got Judgment wanting to come out right away. Yeah, I think you're putting a lot of like reflection on this connection. Knight of Wands in reverse. Tell me more for Libra. Judgment, Knight of Wands, the Star in reverse. Page of Pentacles. I hate these insects, bro. Ace of Cups. The World card. The World is in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Knight of Swords. The Moon in reverse. And then the Four of Wands coming out again. But in reverse. Yeah, I feel like the Four of Wands came out in every like air sign reading tonight. And I know that because like that's my Deacon card, so it always pops out to me. So I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, let's read this for you. Your hidden messages, Libra. Okay, so we have the Judgment card coming out with that Knight of Wands following through. So there's definitely like a new phase that is coming. Is coming. I'm reading Reckoning and I said coming. So like the Judgment card is coming out, and it's showing me that like there's definitely some new reckoning that is coming. Maybe even a new awakening, but you're entering a new phase. And you're really looking at things differently. You're really like looking at things for what they are, and you're having this calling to look at things in another perspective. With the Knight of Wands following that, it's also indicating that there is some frustration that you have regarding delays, and so because of that, you are like putting more judgment on the scenario and looking things over. With the Star card coming in reverse and the Page of Pentacles, it's also suggesting that like from this, like stemming through from this delays and frustration, you're starting to lose faith with this connection. You're feeling some like insecurity and not really trusting this. You're not really trusting yourself either. I'm sensing some disconnection is being like, it's like how do I word this? You're losing faith in the connection, you're feeling despair, and you're definitely like questioning your trust. Like, I feel like there's a part of you that doesn't want to like, you're like questioning yourself too, like, you know, like, is it them or is it me? You know what I mean? Am I being too harsh? Like, should I be happy? Like, should I do more? Like, these are some of the questions that are coming into your head, right? And then like, but I do think that you are going to disconnect from this connection because it's coming in hard. Like you've been contemplating on that. Because you're manifesting new opportunities that are going to come with this Page of Pentacles. Like, especially like with finances. Like you're doing a lot more in the workplace and you're like going to like be very successful with money. So there's some plus in there. But like everything else pertaining to that connection, you're just like, no. But like, at least you have something to look forward to in your workplace. Like you will have some opportunity to like demonstrate yourself, and you know, manifesting that for you. I do see a lot of good development happening there. Now, with the Ace of Cups coming in, I do see like a new offer of love is coming your way. That could also be like another contributing factor as to why you're looking at things differently. Maybe somebody else is coming into the picture and they're like offering you a love connection, and they seem different from the current connection you're dealing with. And you feel like you could prosper from that. Or you could be separating from this person and you could be focusing on your work and being very successful. And then later on in June, you're actually going to meet someone else that's going to offer you a love connection. And then the World card comes out, but it's in reverse. So it's also showing me that like you might be seeking some personal closure. So I'm not entirely sure if you're going to go for that opportunity that's coming your way. But like, I think it's looking a bit slow because like you still need some closure of some sort. Like you don't really feel complete with the World in reverse. And then it's just like, with this Three of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Swords, I sense that you're going to be doing a lot of like isolation but overindulging in other things. Now, when I mean an overindulgence, like you might be like hang out with just a few close friends, or like your closest girlfriends or whatever, or your closest friends in general, like take it how it is, whatever gender you are. But I see that you might be like withdrawn from most people, and you're gonna be overindulging in things that make you happy. What this means could be like, it could be like drinking, it could be eating, it could be snacking, it could be gaming, it could be smoking, whatever. I'm sensing, Libra, you're gonna be like feeling this sense of incompleteness, and you're gonna like withdraw from a lot of people, but like you're gonna be doing a lot of like overindulgence to like fill the void. And then like with the Knight of Swords coming in, I do see like at some point you're gonna like pick up on your feet again, and you're gonna be like more focused in succeeding. You might like actually be more driven in the workspace than you are in real life. But I see like there's a lot of personal like growth for you. Like you're releasing a lot of repressed emotions that you have with that moon in reverse. Of course, like there's a lot of misinterpretations and insecurities that you might be like dealing with, but overall, like you're very introspective and working on yourself, your mental and emotional like struggles. I see that you're focusing on that and letting go a lot of things that aren't really serving you. And I do see that you're gonna be doing good with your own personal like journey. You're gonna have some personal celebrations regarding that. But the thing is about it, like you're not really gonna need, it's not really gonna be like help that you're getting from others. It's something that you have to do by yourself. You're not really gonna get a lot of support from a lot of people, but I'm not sure if that's something that you actually want, because you do have the Three of Cups in reverse. So I think like at some point you are with some close friends, but most of the time you're not really getting support from others. So like I think you're like pulling away, because this is something that you have to do on your own, and you're gonna be okay. Okay, like you're going through a transition where you're gonna be a personal growth, and you're gonna be very successful in achieving more personal growth from this time of like isolation. So let's pull you some advice cards, Libra. Oh, we got Judgment coming out again in reverse, and then the Moon again coming out, but like in reverse. So both of these cards literally just came out in the previous spread, but this time we got Judgment in reverse, and then we got the Moon coming back outright, because you see it's in reverse here, and now it's coming up right here. Then we got the Four of Pentacles. I think that also came out in the first reading, but this time it's in reverse. And then we got the Six of Swords, but in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. The Hermit, okay, that's a major card. The Lovers. Three of Cups in reverse. Oh shit, I dropped the card. Hold on. Queen of Pentacles. Actually, it's this one. Okay. And then the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's read this. So, as always, I will be reading all the cards that came out upright and their little descriptions for more context for your advice, so that will help you. And then afterwards, I will interpret the whole spread with all the cards, okay? Alright, starting here, we have the Moon. The Moon represents your fears and illusions, and often comes out when you are projecting fear into your present and your future based on your past experiences. You may have a painful memory that caused emotional distress, and rather than dealing with the emotions, you push them down deep into your subconsciousness. Keyword is hidden enemies, danger, and calumny. And then we have Hermit, which is a strong Virgo card. The Hermit shows that you're taking a break from everyday life to draw your energy and attention inward and find the answers you seek deep within your soul. You realize that your most profound sense of truth and knowledge is within yourself and not in the distractions of the outside world. Keyword is introspection, dissimulation, and corruption. And then you get the Lovers card. Now, this card signifies a harmonious relationship with a solid foundation and a deep bond. Outside of relationships, the Lover indicates that an important decision may have to be made. Be clear of your values, belief systems, and stay true to yourself. Keywords is love, harmony, passion, and choices. And then here we have last is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a mother figure who works hard to create a stable, comfortable place for her family. This could either be you or someone in your life who you look up to. Be compassionate, balanced, and down to earth as well to others as well as yourself. Keyword is kind-heartedness, clarity, and motherly figure. Okay, let's interpret this advice spread for you. Okay. All right, so we have Judgment in reverse and the Moon in upright. So Judgment in reverse. I see that like you're gonna be doubting yourself and you're gonna start judging yourself. And this is one of your biggest weakness, Libra, is when you start like questioning yourself and your feelings and everything like that. And you start like being your biggest inner critic, right? With the Moon coming in, there is some hidden enemies that you need to be aware of. Maybe some people around you that you think like might be giving you a off-putting feeling. Like there's some people there that aren't really there for your best interest, you know? And then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse and then the Six of Swords in reverse. So this could be talking about the person that you're thinking of separating from. They could be a hidden enemy. Not entirely sure, but there is someone here that the cards are warning you about who is very stingy, very materialistic, and they don't like to spend money. They're very frugal. There's a lot of unresolved issues that is going on here, and I'm not sure if this is you or them, but someone's unable to move on. Okay, and this is going to happen in June. Just a reminder, okay? And so, followed by that, we have the King of Swords and then the Hermit card, right? And the King of Swords in reverse is talking about someone who is manipulative. You can't trust them. They're going to be misusing their power of authority. Excuse me. And so you need to take time to really like withdraw and introspect. All right? Dissimulate from all around you and focus in on what was the corruption here. Was it you or them? And with the Lovers card, yeah, like it is a romantic card, but it also talks about making a decision. An important decision. And this can be an important decision regarding love, okay? Now, the reason why this is coming in with the Three of Cups in reverse, there is somebody here who's having an affair. Okay? And maybe they're like not telling you about that. And when you do find out, like you have some hard decisions that you need to make. And this would make sense earlier in the reading where it was talking about like, you know, needing to have closure, and then also like self-reflecting on yourself. Like maybe there's a part of you that wonders like, maybe I wasn't not enough for this person. Like, no, don't think that way. You're more than enough. Is that this person was fucked up and treated you badly and was manipulative because they were trying to juggle you and another person because they're being selfish as hell. People who are manipulative are always going to be selfish. They only focus on one thing, and that's them, not you. So like if this does happen, like please know that it's not you, it's them, okay? And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's talking about like taking care of yourself and being kind-hearted, because at the end of the day, you're always giving, and it's time to give to yourself, Libra. Especially if you find out this person is like having an affair with someone else. And with the Ace of Cups, I see that like it's in reverse. So it's talking about bottling up your emotions and like not really taking any offers. It's like you're kind of like not accepting any offers at this point because you need time to heal. So yeah, let's pull you some oracle cards. What are some messages we can give for Libra for the month of June. Secrets. There's something I haven't been completely honest with you about. Polly, I don't know that I'm meant to be with only one person for the rest of my life. Jealousy. I get jealous because I'm struggling with my own insecurities. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, I think this person, whoever this person is, Libra, they're definitely like seeing someone else. It's them. It's just like okay, here's the thing. Yeah, they could be jealous because they have their own insecurities. But like the fact that the poly card came out, it's like, okay, this person, it's a them problem. It's not you, honey. Like, even if you leave them and you get your closure and you move on with your life, they're always going to be on this bullshit where they're going to be juggling multiple people because they cannot handle being with one person. They have a lot of issues and like a lot of insecurities, and they need to be validated by multiple people. So yeah, this is definitely like a big dub. Like, hell no. Okay, so yes, that was your reading, Libra, for your month of June. If that resonates, I hope it helps you moving forward.